Hey everyone, welcome to a PeakRankings chairlift interview. I'm here with Averi, and we're going to discuss, Averi's time in Tahoe and get her thoughts on the area and some of the other resorts around here. So, welcome Averi.
Thank you.
We were talking a little bit before, and you were telling me about, so you haven't been in Tahoe forever. In fact, you spent a lot of your life in some pretty flat places.
Yeah. I grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Went out to school in North Dakota and then lived out there. I worked for CVS in western North Dakota during the oil boom.
Wow.
Got a job. Well, actually moved without a job to San Francisco. No job, no plans. Slept on a couch till I found a job and ended up pulling the trigger and moved to Tahoe.
Oh boy. And so you've just been working in Tahoe for a couple of years at this point?
I've been remote at a company for about 3.5 years or so, but I moved out here about a little over a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So just going back to the Minnesota thing, how was the skiing out there? What was it like growing up and having those winters?
Winters are a lot colder than they are here in Tahoe, and I definitely spent a lot of time on ice. I like to say lots of Minnesotans are little park rats, that's for sure, because we got that whopping 300 vertical foot landfill that we got to learn on, instead of the mountains. So lots of the people I come to from Minnesota are pretty good riders.
Yeah.
They usually come more park
What
side.
300 foot landfill is that?
I grew up at Buck Hill, which is every day after school. My pops had to drop me off there, but that's where Lindsey Vonn was racing and stuff before
Wow.
she made it big. Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty legit place.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet, that's for sure.
Wow. So you've been in Tahoe for a couple seasons now. And so what would you say is your favorite resort out here?
Honestly, my favorite resort is Northstar. I don't mind the hour drive just to get up here and hit it with some buddies. It's definitely a fun mountain.
Wow. So what do you like about it?
I like a lot of the local people that ride here. There's always a good group. You can come out solo and expect to run into a bunch of friends, and typically early season it's got the better snow. So I don't know, I just think overall it's a good mountain, good park, good tree runs, all that good stuff. Yeah.
I think I could agree with that. Definitely some better early season snow than we're getting at Squad this year.
Yeah. I honestly, Sierra is pretty solid too. That's my mountain down south. I love Sierra for sure. But
yeah, I'm a big fan of Sierra. I honestly like it a little bit better than here.
Yeah, Sierra's dope. It's got a good park too.
Yeah, definitely. Somehow Northstar and Sierra just happen to be the two good park areas, it feels like, in Tahoe.
Back in the day, the pass was Northstar and Sierra, and now it's switched.
Yeah. That's crazy. So in terms of chairlift interviews, I'm assuming you've probably done a couple of these before. How would this one rank compared to the other ones?
Honestly, this one was easy. It was comfortable. You're asking me questions about things that I love and a thing that I love to do. So pretty solid chairlift interview, I'd say.
Well, I gotta say, skiing is a pretty solid hobby to have.
Yeah, it's great. I like to switch. I go back and forth between skiing and snowboarding, but been mostly skiing this last year, trying to teach myself some parks.
Yeah. So what kind of skis you got there?
Well, I've got some Armadas. They're a couple years old, got a little wear and tear, that's for sure, doing some crazy stuff on them, but I love Armada, that's for sure. I like Moment a lot too out of Reno.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Due for some powder skis, that's for sure.
Yeah, me too. I think you and me both.
I know. All mountains are great, but when it's deep, it's a bummer to not have powder skis, that's for sure. These
are basically, I just bought them because of the early season. So those have probably been great the last couple weeks, but it's time for a switch, I guess, at this point.
I've been riding so much, I keep having to hand wax them now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have to get them all ready for the snow,
So how often would you say you ski during the winter?
I mean, I'm on day 18 right now, early season, so I try to ride 5-6 days a week, but obviously it's contingent on work. Sometimes
right on.
Lucky enough at my last job to be able to block off a little time to come ride every day, so I'm hoping it'll be the same at the next gig.
For sure. So that's all the questions I had for you.
Cool.
Do you have any just things you'd like to say to the audience?
Just get out and ride, get outside. It's my motto, get outside. COVID's tough. Find the time, make the time. Definitely go ski and snowboard. It's a great time of year.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the interview, Avery.
Yeah.
And I know your name is spelled a little bit uniquely, so do you want to spell it for the audience?
For sure, yeah. It's Averi, and then my last name's Haugesag. I'm pretty Scandinavian, so.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the interview, Avery.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can find her on YouTube. She was a reporter for a couple of years, so you might be able to do a search and find some content.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, looks like we're at the end of the lift ride. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, for sure.
See you guys next time.